went through all this part. Now we're going to come over here. We talked about the arrow, crosses, and things like that. The eraser, you can erase stuff, okay, that you draw, right? Okay. Let's go back now. Let's go. This part right here is trend lines, arrows, trend lines, rays. Let's okay. We'll make trend lines as a favorite. I usually make trend lines as a favorite, right? And I'm gonna go back over here, and I usually make. I like these horizontal rays right here. I like them as a favorite, and I like this horizontal line as a favorite, right? And later we'll show you what this do, but we'll just click on one for an example. So you click on one right here and you want to do a trend line. Let's just say we want to just do a quick little trend line of how the market is coming up right here. So we click right here, we do this, voila, right? Remember, how did we get out of what is called this market right here? Notifications. We were in notifications, so we're I think notifications was right here. There we go. All right. So as we can see, you can put a trend line here. Now let's just say we put the trend line. Uh, we'll just put the trend line right here. Right, and we can see there's a trend line. And I talked about how you can right click on this, and I like to what is called clone them when I need another one. See that? Quickly, and when you click on them, right, let's just right click on it. So I right clicked on it, I can remove it, right? And then you can right click on it. You can do a lot of visual orders. You can go to settings. You can get how thick you want it. You can do all that. Uh, Style, correlates, text, coordinates. You can, precisely. That's when you want to precisely put it somewhere. You know. Um, you can also click on it and come here. I believe. You know. You can change the color of this. There we go. See, so you can change the color. Right now, I have to fix my computer to where, but usually you can see all those colors. And for some odd reason, I don't know why, but my computer is in incognito, and how it got there, I don't know. But I need to get it out of that. But you can see you can change the colors because we're going to have a lot of color coding at this while we're dealing with this. Okay, so the next time, the next lessons that we start doing when we set up these indicators, we'll color code. So let's get out of that one. Okay, so next we have a lot of things in here though. We have crosses, lines, verticals, adjustments. We're not going to need all of that. All we need is those trend lines. The next one we have Fibonacci retracements. Leonardo Fibonacci. Again, I'm going to talk about Fibonacci and who he was and how he contributes to the market. Uh, but right now, I'm just letting you know that we have in this market we have what is called swing, retrace, retest. Right. So this was a swing right here. And the reason why it's considered a swing because when it retraced it down, right, if it retraces below the swing, it's not a swing. So in this case, it's not. Here we have a swing, right, and it retraced it down. But when it swung back up, it went past its retrace. So it's swing, retrace, and it retested, and it broke the swing. So this is this part from here. And if okay, we're supposed to click. Okay, here's Fibonacci. Remember, this is our favorite bar. We put this as a favorite. This particular bar can move over here, 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 wherever you want to move. I usually like when I'm doing my charting, I like to keep it out the way. So I actually bring it all the way down to here. So now I can just click there, right? Now I got my Fibonacci tools and I can click right here. Boom. See that? When you understand this, this is predicting how far, according to Fibonacci retracements, the market is going to come back down. Its predictability is right here. Let's look at some of these. As you can see right here, at this particular Fibonacci retracement, wow, see that? It retraced it back down to that particular area. So Fibonacci is a very excellent tool. And again, we're just telling you that what the chart. You don't know anything about when we get ready to go into confluence zones and using Fibonacci's. You'll be able to. It's going to be a valuable tool to your charting. But right now, just so you know, it is available, and it was available in this particular area, GAN and Fibonacci. GAN is another excellent person that you need to go and just Google GAN, GAN strategy, Fibonacci, Leonardo Fibonacci. Very good. You know, that's the one that says one rabbit makes two. It's the one that's calculated that all numbers in the world is calculated together. The tornado is based off Fibonacci retracements. Your simple pineapple, the cutting, the markings, the lines in your onions, Fibonacci retracements. The Colosseum, Fibonacci retracements, calculations by Leonardo Fibonacci. So it's just how the world moves, you know, and this is basically how we're trying to move, and this is how the market moves within Fibonacci. Okay, next, we don't really need any of these. Again, as you can see, Fibs, we call it Fibs for short, but it's really Fibonacci. But Fibs have a lot of various different tools. We only need one, Fibonacci retracement. We're not getting ready to become a Leonardo fanatic. You know, we're not going to become a GAN fanatic. My strategy of trading and teaching you, I want you to be like Bruce Lee. I want you to have a little bit of understanding of a lot of different tools. So that way you can form and use your tools. You know, it's ways that we can get information. We let the fanatics do the fanatic stuff. We let the Elliott wave theorists do the Elliott wave theories. But you must know a working understanding of Elliott wave as well, because that's part of your too. Okay, so next we will have the brush. All right, so this one right here, we're going to take the rectangle. That's about the only one that I use out of this. Okay, the rectangle. We have it to our arsenal. We come down here, click on here, and it just creates boxes, right? And I talked about confluence zones and connecting them with Fibonacci and your confluence zones. The boxes are very important. Okay, we're not going to talk about them now, but they will be showing up in the next lesson when we start to put this chart together. All right, so what we have right here is short and long positions, right? I really don't think I use any of these. Short and long positions, I don't use them, so I'm not going to click on them, but you know they're there. If you want to learn about them, that's fine. You want to waste your time with that, fine. Okay, next we have right here this is patterns, right? This is based off the Elliott wave theory. I suggest that you do YouTube it. We will be learning Elliott wave. I do have a book that I will be teaching out of. I will be giving you the author's name and the name of the book, so you can go and reflect and read. He's a very good. I suggest him for reasons because of, you know, it's just the basics of Elliott waves, and what we're going to use from Elliott wave is the ABC 1 through 5 patterns, right? So we'll click that as a favorite. We're going to use the uh, ABC wave pattern, so we'll click that one. And then we're going to use the A through E, ABCED pattern, right? Let's see, no, we didn't get that one. It lit up like it's ready to go, but we need it as a favorite. So, and there it is right there, as you can see. I'm kind of, when you right click, let's just say, by the way, let's just say I'm going to click on this right? And I'm doing these patterns, right? This is one Elliott wave, 5 wave, right? And you make a mistake while you're doing it, you can right click and remove it. But if you click on it and you're in the middle of it and you don't want to finish, like I don't want to finish this, just right click and it'll disappear. A little bit about Elliott wave. Elliott wave, he believed that the market moved in waves, right? He believed in that the most powerful waves are 1, 3, and 5, and that 2 and 4 were consolidations, right? So I will show you an example of this. And usually the third wave was always the biggest wave. So if I was to create an Elliott wave, let's just say right here, this would be wave 1, this would be wave 2, this would be wave 3, this would be wave 4, and here we have wave 5. Okay? Consolidation areas, powerful waves. There's rules to all this that you're going to learn. Wave 2 can never go below wave 1 in order for it to be considered a wave. Wave 3 should always be bigger. Wave 4 can never go below wave 2. And wave 5 doesn't necessarily have to be big as wave 1 or 3, but it should never go below wave 4 for it to be considered a wave. So that's a wave pattern. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Again, that trained eye, you'll be able to see these waves. However, remember I told you from the start, we're not Elliott wave fanatics. We just want to have a working understanding. There is a website that you can get that I'm going to recommend at a later time that you simply just click on and it'll create that wave for you. And sometimes I like to do my own waves, then I click on the wave to make sure that I'm in the right wave. So I kind of challenge myself a little bit, and sometimes you'll find that, of course, your waves are always going to be more accurate than the computer system. But we're only using these waves for directional purposes and looking for big moves in the market. So when all this come together, you'll see how to be able to conform Elliott wave, Bollinger Bands, Fibonacci, and all these things together to create your strategy. Okay, so we have this wave, and we have what is called super millenniums, waves within a wave. I try to only use 3 waves, right? I go within, because wave 1 can have 5 waves, wave 3 can have 5 waves, and wave 5 can have 5 waves. Wave 2 can have an A, B, and C, which is corrective pattern. Remember I told you how the market can go consolidated sideways? Well, that's your corrective pattern. And then also have wave E, which is called various different type of corrective wave patterns, right? And so we're not going to get into that. I'm just showing you where the tool is at right now. For instance, here we go right here. This is wave A, B, and C. So we click here A, B, C. Rule of thumb, C wave is usually one wave, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. In the C wave, it looks like a letter N. It's shaped like an N. There's rules to that as well. We're not going to get in that right now. I'm just showing you what your computer can do. And then we have what is called A, B, C, D, and E. So if we kind of click right here, get rid of this, click right here, right click it, or you see it up here. You don't have to necessarily right click. Right click opens this up. 2 ways to remove this. Or you can just click on it like this and come up here to your box. And remember, this box can also be moved close to your toolbox. I like to put it over here since I know that there's nothing over here I'm going to really work with. Try to keep it right in this area. And you just delete it. Okay, so now we got wave E. Now let's just see if we can find. Okay, so we'll start right here. A, let's click it. A, B, C, D, and E. E, what's the rule of thumb? It's always 5 ways. So within here, there is 5 ways. Let's see if we can get them. And it's just really, we're just doing a little quickie here. So 1, 2, 3. Let's say 3. This could be 3 right here. 4, and there's a fifth wave finish. It's not completed yet. Well, oh, you just learned a strategy. What does that tell you? If a fifth wave is not completed, that means that market is just continuing to be up in a trend. So if I was to get in this market, I could still get in this market now, knowing that this market will still be going up for a fifth wave completion. But remember, the fifth wave does not have to be as big as the third wave, which is the biggest wave. But there's a way of measuring these waves to get a determination of how much proportion of that wave is still not finished. Again, that's a whole nother advanced level of studying. Um, Most professional traders don't even know a lot of this. What you're getting ready to learn is a 1 year intern trader. In 6 months, you should intern trader. You would have more information than they would, and they're already making $100,000 a year. Okay, so we've got our wave countdown. We understand what that tool does. Let's keep going here. Of course, you have different symbols. I personally just like arrows. So we will find such as one like this. It's okay. Or this. So I could click here. I like to put arrows sometime. You can move them around. I like to shrink them even. Right? But I'm going to remove that arrow. But know that that's available. Because sometimes I want to particularly point and remember, or if I'm just showing my chart or something. And then we have the ruler. The ruler is always good. You can measure to determine how many bars does it take, what percentages. You see it has a percentage. That's good. Sometimes you might want to even measure the measurement of one wave compared to the third wave to get an idea of maybe where the fifth wave is going to go. So that's really good to have. And you can just click on it and it's disappeared. Next we have the magnifying glass, which it's always good. Why? We just click right here. This is an inaccurate wave. Why? Because it's not touching that point. Look at how much space that I lost on that. So sometimes the eye can't see it, and that magnifying glass will get it where you need it to be. Sometimes you can't even see the points that you need to look at. So you have to go back to that arrow, the magnifying, like right over here. You need to look at some prices or something. Magnifying is good. Okay, so then we have